Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Burundi and Chairperson of the African Union, Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Burundi, Your Excellency, the Vice President, Right Honorable Speaker of the Republic of Burundi, permit me to stand on the existing protocol as established, but also to acknowledge the ambassadors and other excellencies, special envoys, and high representatives that have graced this very important occasion. For me, this is the single most important convening on the continent. And it is because the most important demographic of our continent is convened here to discuss the very serious challenge that this continent is confronted with. Your Excellency, my reflections today will be very brief. So permit me to quote from one of our renowned Pan-Africanists from Martinique, Frantz Fanon, who says, each generation must out of relative obscurity discover its mission, fulfill or betray it. The relative obscurity of Africa and our generation today is the agency of building a peaceful, progressive, and a prosperous continent through the effective harnessing of our demographic dividend. Our relative obscurity is how to completely silence the guns, defeat neocolonialism, and create a conducive climate for developing critical skills, boosting regional integration, rapid industrialization, building economic resilience through boosting Pan-African institutions capable of delivering the Africa we want. The relative obscurity of Africa is addressing the rising incidence of youth unemployment and underemployment, addressing the development financing gap of $1.6 trillion and reducing the exploitation of our natural resources by imperial powers, decolonizing our educational system, and plugging the leakages and illicit financial outflows of about 90 billion USD from Africa. As we speak of peace today, we must also confront the realities facing our continent. Your Excellency, whilst we gather in Burundi today, the ravaging war in Sudan continues to displace millions. The political conflict in South Sudan and Libya persists. The conflict in Eastern DRC, next door, Burundi, is unaddressed. The militant insurgency in Cabo Delgado, the insecurity in the Sahel, notably Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, continues. The terrorism and banditry in Nigeria, in northern Nigeria and Somalia, and many other conflicts and insurgency, terrorism displaces millions of Africans. And above all, the unethical global competition of our resources continue to affect millions of Africans. Your Excellency, the begging question remains, how do we build the Africa we want if insecurity continues to divide our people, disrupt our economies, and limit the movement and connectivity within Africa? Africa cannot achieve deeper regional integration while young people remain trapped in conflict zones. We cannot speak of prosperity when communities are displaced by insecurity caused by those that are given an entrusted power to protect them. And we cannot speak about sustainable development without addressing the responsible governance of the resources upon which communities depend. Your Excellency, young people and women must not be seen only as victims of conflict. They must be recognized as strategic actors in conflict prevention, crisis management, mediation, and sustainable peace building. The Pan-African Youth Union therefore calls for stronger institutional connection between the Africa Peace and Security Architecture, and our national youth councils, member state national coordinating mechanisms, CSOs, and regional youth platforms. Our national youth structures and networks are capable of mobilizing young people, the millions of our youth across the continent, to fully and actively support the peace efforts on the continent. Your Excellency, let me conclude my reflections by saying that this continent cannot achieve any of the continental frameworks that have been adopted by the Union, the African Union, if young people are not included in peace processes, and if member states that are tasked with the responsibility of protecting our citizens are actively involved in all the conflicts across the continent. Africa's young people are not waiting to inherit peace. They are ready to build it, and they need institutions that trust them, governments that can empower them, and the continental mechanisms that can give them a meaningful role in shaping the decisions that affect their future. Let us make this year's 5th Continental Dialogue a moment where we strengthen our collective commitment to a peaceful Africa, institutionalize the strategic role of youth and women, and ensure that responsible resource governance become the foundation for stability, inclusion, and prosperity. I thank you for your attention.